Welcome everybody to Pika Thoughts, a little series here we have going on the games we beat on stream right after we beat them. I'm Pika Punch, and today and tonight combined, we beat Celeste on stream, and as you can see there, it took us a hell of a long time, and we died a hell of amount, but it was incredible and it was fun. And I honestly, I can't begin to tell you enough how much rage I felt playing this game, how much joy I felt playing this game as well. I mean, there was a lot of like, oh, lovey-dovey moments as well as like, F you game, I hate you. There is a bunch of times throughout where I cursed the level design specifically, because whoever did that was entirely cynical. Well, anyway, um, let's start this up properly. The story is essentially this: the main character, which is that redheaded girl. The base name is Madeline, but you could change it to be whatever it is. Um, the main girl of this game, Madeline, goes to a mountain because of some trauma that's happening or whatever. She's trying to get over something. And as she climbs on this mountain, there's this mirror that manifests all of her negative energy, her depression, and all this other stuff in this purple, chick that you see here. Excuse me. And along the way, as you see behind me, she meets like an old lady, some guy, some other hiker, across the stream over there, a screen over there, and then this like hotel owner who's a ghost. Spoilers, I guess, kind of. It's one of the levels. It's not that big of a deal. Um, and they all kind of like help her in different ways, like if not by directly helping her out or making her realize certain perspectives of things. You know what I mean? Um, it's it's a very emotional game for a platformer. You know what I'm saying? I guess I should mention that as well. That it is a platformer. That it is a one of them jumpy games, very much in the same style as like Super Meat Boy, kind of, but with like a lot of Mega Man X dashing mechanics in there without any of like the shooting, obviously. So pretty much the entire game is about her climbing this mountain and coming to terms with herself and fighting herself, quote unquote, fighting herself, um, and I guess helping these other people along the way as well. It's it's one of the better experiences I've had from a platformer, I should say, in a little bit, in quite a while. I'd say it gave me more of an emotional impact, emotional gut punch than say Bastion, which is a game that we beat on stream recently, just to give you a frame of reference. Um, so to talk about the level design, because I was cursing it earlier, it's phenomenal. It's wonderful. It's on point. It requires you to use the game mechanics to the T, to the exact way they're making you use them. And that is a double-edged sword in itself, because it's super cool that because there's not a lot of games out there that force you to be competent in not only the level design and the knowledge of the level, but the game mechanics. You get what I'm saying? Like the know-how, the ableness to jump and dash and do all that stuff. Um, Maybe it's cold in my room. That's why I'm wearing a sweater here or whatever it is. So what was I saying? The game does a really good job of building up on its mechanics as well to talk hand in hand with the level design. Because at first it'll be like, yo, thank you, Chesty Puller, for that host, my dudes. And for those of you on YouTube who don't know what a host is, it is someone, quote unquote, lending us their stage. So everybody coming through from Chesty Puller's stream, thank you, welcome. We are in the middle of a Pika Thoughts, which is just a little series we got going, in which we give our thoughts on games we beat on stream right after we beat them. We just beat Celeste, and like how I was talking about the level design and the gameplay, it'll give you like a gap, and it'll say jump and then dash. And then it'll give you like a gap, a platform, and another gap, and it'll be like jump, dash, land, jump, dash, land. You get what I'm saying? So they did a they did a good job teaching you on how to be competent of the game. I would say about maybe three fourths or three. I would say halfway. Never mind. I'd say halfway through the game, the difficulty spike is through the roof, like through the roof. Like, not only does it expect you to be competent, it like really tests your might, and it tests your skills. It tests your I don't know, reaction time and speed, everything. This game does not hold your hand either. And if you want those strawberries, as you can see on the screen there, I only got 26 out of 175 because they are very hard to get, dude. They are incredibly hard to get. They are all put in like these areas that require you to do one extra jump or one extra dash in the pathways on your journey, or they're just hidden in an entirely different part of the level. You know what I'm saying? Some parts of these levels hid strawberries that were just for that, to hide strawberries, and I thought that was incredible. I really liked that about this game. It really lent itself to exploration, kind of, because it was really linear. It was incredibly linear, but whenever there was a deviation, you could see, and it would always come back, or it would always, you know, loop back around to wherever you needed to be as well. What kind of sucked about that sometimes, though, was actually getting back, because you would spend all of this time, you know, jumping and doing all this crazy stuff to have to do it again backwards type deal, you know what I mean? So this game, I'm telling you, dude, it is not for someone who's just looking for a relax, you know, walk around, smell the flowers type deal game, because it's not. It looks like it. It has a cutesy art style. It is 8-bit whenever you're in the actual gameplay type deal. It also has like a 3D hub world going on, but whenever you see any of the pictures or any of the talking and the close-ups, this is what it is like this cutesy art style or whatever. But yeah, so talk about, you know, more about what I disliked about the game, because I could go on and on about how much I liked it, because, like, essentially, I can't really say anything else. The level design is solid. The game mechanics are solid. The jumping is responsive. The grabs are responsive. The dashes are probably one of the best and most fun tools in a game that I've seen used here. It's not like any of these things are new. It's not like any of these things haven't been seen before, but used within this medium and the experience that it gives you while you're using them, it's is well worth the try, even if you're not that great at platformers. But what I really disliked about the game is that it is so damn difficult. I mean, that's not bad, but me personally, there wasn't enough aha moments to justify it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's say in I don't know, even Bastion, or like, let's say Cuphead, after I finished something, there was like this overwhelming sense of like, freak yeah, dude, I did it, man. This was amazing, and I got through it. Or like, let's say even Dark Souls, even not to, you know, compare the difficulty to this in Dark Souls or anything. It's more along the lines of just, you know, completing an area and then looking at what you've done and being like, yo, that was amazing. You could do that in Dark Souls. In this game, it's more like, you finally got through it, thank the Lord, let's continue. You know what I'm saying? You can't really look through everything that you've done, except for the very end of the game when you reach, you know, the summit type deal. And yeah, I don't know, this game, I don't want to fault it for being difficult or whatever. I'm just saying I'm faulting it for not having enough, like, hell yeah moments. You know what I'm saying? They were in there. I did feel awesome throughout it. You know what I mean? But I feel like the reason they didn't give you that, like, quote unquote awesomeness feeling or aha moments, because it really paid off in the end, and it was about the journey. It was supposed to be a struggle. It was supposed to be hard, and it's supposed to symbolize, you know, the climb, quote unquote, the climb of depression and getting through all this negativity and learning to love yourself and work with yourself and getting through things and just believing in what you can do. You know what I'm saying? but yeah, I adored this game. I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was great. Aside the the not enough having, those types of moments, I would say that there wasn't enough art in it, dude. I love this art. I love this art so much. I feel like it could have been, they could have done more with it, you know what I'm saying? Like the in-game stuff was great, like the actual 8-bit, 16-bit art style for the jumping and stuff was great. The hub world kind of threw me off to begin with. I didn't really like it at first, but it made sense after a while. And then these things, whenever people were talking or whenever they took a picture or whenever any of that stuff was going on, any of the emotional moments, um, I adored this art. I wanted to see more of it. I want to see more of it. I think you can see more if you like collect more of the tapes and the strawberries, which are, the collectibles in the game. Um, I only got a few tapes, unfortunately, and as you can see, I didn't get very many strawberries at all. Um, but I would like to do so. I would like to go back again, and I want to test my skills, and I want to go do that stuff. Just because of, how cute it was, how adorable it was, how it made me feel, how emotional it was. It definitely got to me a couple of times. I wouldn't say it made me cry or anything by any means, but it definitely, it made me lump up in the throat a few times. So just to wrap up the Pika thoughts here on Celeste, get it if you are into platformers, and even if you're not, if you like emotional stories. But if you want to see it through, if you want to see the rest and the conclusion of that emotional story, be ready to put in a lot of time and effort into learning skills the way they want you to. You know what I'm saying? Um, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get through it. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Because otherwise you're not going to be able to see it, and it's worth seeing through. Great level design, great mechanics, very reminiscent of like Meat Boy and Mega Man X, and even, Super Mario and such. You guys are awesome. I know I don't have to tell y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. And this has been Pika Thoughts. Celeste is awesome, but it's hard as hell. Yeah. All right, my dudes. That was the end of Pika Thoughts. We got about 5 minutes about